Okay, January 2009. This game is not what I was expecting at all, but I still find it amazing. Ready, set, fish. Let's go fish, I guess. Hello?
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it. Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
Okay. I've seen this. The 3 dots. I've seen this in another of Dakota's level. Dakota? I think it's Dakota. Totally forgot his name. Sorry. Coda?
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Okay. Wow. Holy shit.
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
Let me just check one thing. Okay. I think it's... Again... You are now exiting.
Aha! So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Okay. March 2009. Every time that little minigame, or slender-ish, The Great and Lovely Descent appears, I just lower my volume immediately. Oh, a house.
Let's talk about video game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Okay.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Okay.
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Oh god. This is so nerve-wracking. Okay. I think I could have come down on that side. Okay, so I think the point is going down, so I'll just go down quickly without falling. Okay. Narrator? Can you please speak? I feel lonely. There's no fall damage. Why am I even bothering? Huh. Interesting. But weird. What the fuck was that? Dude, what the fuck? No, fuck you. Oh.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go.
Okay.
If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Yeah. Thank you.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
There wasn't. I'm sorry if I'm not talking much during this gameplay because the narrator is doing all the talking, so I can't interrupt. You just can't. There's the 3 dots again.
It's the puzzle again,
Huh.
with the exact same solution as the last time. There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Okay. I shall wait for your interpretation. Ignore that.
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
You there, did you come from up above? What was up there? Yes, there was a world stamped with whiteness. Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there were these floating colored blocks. Yes, there was these floating color blocks. That's the world above. You've been there. Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. That was literally the last thing I did before coming here. Again, perfect. Now please, tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. Huh. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. Someone else did it. Huh. Hello. How did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes. Do you want to know how to solve it? No. We actually find the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it yet? Actually, now that you mentioned I don't recall. Don't worry. I'm sure you will visit it again soon. Be sure to pay close attention. What the fuck was he talking about?
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
I'm so confused. Stop. Hold on. I know, I'm super professional. Oh, hello. Oh, the outside.
It's a lamppost.
Well,
okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Okay. I think that's actually gonna do it for this episode. Since I've been going for like 20 minutes or something. This game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. Interesting. Well, yeah, that is going to do for this episode. Like this if you guys enjoyed this playthrough, and if you're enjoying the game. Tell me in the comments if you're not, or what I could improve on it. Or if you simply don't like the game. Apart from that, please like the video if you guys enjoyed, subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, please stay awesome and peace.